Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Teen Shallot, and today I will be doing a remake of one of my older what ifs, and that will be what if I was an MHA. Yes, I remember a while back I asked you which what if would you guys like me to do a remake of? And you guys voted for what if I was an MHA, if you can remember that. If you don't, that's fine. It was 3 months ago, maybe last December, so I wouldn't be surprised. But the way you did my quirk, the way I explained my story, it wasn't really sufficient, and it just seemed rushed to me. I seemed like I didn't have anything planned out, that I wasn't really putting my all into the videos, and that I was just plain confused on how I should be talking about my. Should I talk in first person or should I be talking in third person? Should I be saying Shallot or should I be saying I? So that's why today I'll be talking in the third person. So when you think of Shallot, just think of me, like it would be in the title. Now, the new idea will be instead of being a student at UA, I will replace Hound Dog as a therapist. Now you might be wondering, but why would they need a therapist? Well, if you don't really understand, is that throughout all of 1A, Class 1A's adventures, they've been attacked multiple times by villains and they have faced traumatizing events. Like, here's an example the USJ attack. They were attacked by real life villains and they could have all been killed or even worse, they could have been hurt or even worse, killed, even captured. The second time was actually the first time was when they got a break in, right? Or like I'm just saying here, every event in 1A class that 1A has went through has been a bit traumatizing. So say like the first battle, the first like the hero training, right? That one that could have been like traumatizing for for Izuku. He could have thought he would have actually died. Like he blocked it. His arm looked baked. Nobody would think he would survive that punch, but he's the main character, so he had to. Or what about Todoroki? After the UA Sports Festival, he was being indecisive about what he should do with his mom, his parents. Should he forgive his dad? So that's why I'm going to be exploring more deeper into those insecurities that, I have seen throughout the show. So let us begin right now. And at the end of the video, I will have a question for you, and I hope you answer me truthfully. So, let's hear how it starts. The alarm beeped. It read 6:30 a.m. Shallot got up from his bed. He put on his glasses and saw the time. He knew it was early, but he had to exercise. He had a thing for exercising, he didn't know why. Whenever he felt like it, he would just do some exercises, he would train himself. Because his quirk, to him, is pretty useless. All they did was give him heightened senses. And, give him a bit of a instinct awareness. And he didn't think that he could become a hero with this quirk, so he decided to become a hero to others. To become a hero's hero. So that's what he set out to do. He went through all the necessary courses from middle school to high school. He got all above 80s. He went to the best colleges, and then he finally got his diploma. Okay? Now he's a therapist for heroes. He was scouting out looking for who would want him, and when he suddenly received an offer from UA, they decided to bring him in because they were receiving a new batch this year. And they wanted him to be like a therapist for this class. Now, if you might be wondering what I meant by the new class, is just that this is let's see, this is after the battle training arc. And UA at this point knows that these kids are gonna be some troublemakers here. That's why they have decided that effective immediately they would get a new therapist that would talk to the students and help them with their insecurities. So that's what Shallot's job was. He got up. He put on yes. He put on a purple business shirt, black belt. He put on blue jeans, black belt, some black boots, a watch, and he went outside. He took off his glasses, and those were they were just an accessory. He didn't really need them. So he just took them off and he walked with an apple in his hand and his phone in the other. When he arrived at UA, he saw that gigantic school entrance. He saw all the kids next to him walking by him, some pointing, some turning to look at him. And Shallot received a flashback. Shallot remembered when he was young. He wanted to be a hero so bad. But then he found out his quirk was almost useless. All these other heroes had flashy quirks. What did he have to show for it? Just this weak quirk that he could do nothing with. He was just thankful that he wasn't born quirkless. He could see how quirkless were treated. He didn't want to be treated the same either. He didn't want to be treated like that. So he was selfish. When he saw something like quirkless people getting bullied, he didn't help. He didn't want to be treated badly because he had a weak quirk. Shallot knew it was wrong. But that's how he lived his life. He knows that those who are born weak are always at the bottom. And then those that are born strong have all the power. He knew that at a young age. He knew that. That's why he gave up on being and persevered to be a therapist, because he thought to himself, if I can't help save people, physically help them, save them from burning buildings, be a flashy hero, then maybe I can save people in a different way. He remembered talking to this one pro hero. His name was Edshot. His name was All Might. You might be wondering, what do you mean by All Might? Really? I don't think I've ever seen All Might ever be traumatized, but this was after All for One. And Shallot was a bit of a teen back then, and he just saw All Might. All Might looked kind of worse for wear. He looked like he'd been through so much, lost so much, that Shallot just wanted to help him. So that's what Shallot did. He saw All Might, so he went up to him and asked, All Might? And All Might turned to him and said, Yes, young child. Are you okay, All Might? And All Might put on that face and said, Oh, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. But the kid insisted. He said, All Might, I know you're faking. I can see the look in your eyes, the immense hurt and pain that you carry. I want to help you. And so, for the first time in his life, All Might actually told this kid, this teenager that he had never met before, how he felt as a hero. That, sometimes he just can't seem to put a smile on his face. He lost the one person that mattered the most in his life, his mom. He doesn't know, and then he killed a villain, and he lost his sidekick. He cut off ties. He didn't know whether he could continue as a hero. So Shallot, for the first time in his life, decided to bring someone out of the darkness. He convinced All Might. He told All Might about his story. He told All Might how when Shallot was a young child, he'd be depressed because of how weak quirk he had. How he gave up on a hero being, and how he was put down for being weak. But because he saw All Might's shining smile every day, saw him heroically saving others, that All Might inspired Shallot to keep on going and persevere for his dreams. All Might smiled. He was this teen who has been through so much, yet he is still able to find the time in his day to help me, to notice how I am struggling in my life. He says he's weak, but he's not. He's strong, All Might thinks to himself. This kid, this Shallot, he was able to bring me from the darkness and back into the light and show me why I am the symbol of peace and justice in this world. So All Might said thank you to Charlotte and said, "Young Charlotte, should we ever meet again, I would like to." Oh, well, no. He would say, "Young Charlotte, thank you for all your kind words. You know, you may say you're weak, but in reality, you're strong. You have brought me out of the darkness that was my mind. You have showed me that there are still things for me to live for. And you have helped inspire me. You have been my hero. Like you said, you may have been weak with a quirk. That doesn't mean you can't be a hero too. That's why I say, you too can be a hero." And for the first time in Charlotte's life, he heard those words and he cracked. His hero, the man he always looked up to, told him that he could be a hero. The one words he's always been looking forward to hearing were told to him. We now come back from the flashback. Wow. Charlotte walks into the building and he starts navigating throughout the school, asking students where the principal's office is. Once the principal arrives, once the principal arrives, once he goes inside the office, he knocks. No, he goes to the office location, he knocks. Then he hears a short "come in," and he went in and he sees the principal. He was expecting the principal to be human, but he didn't expect a chimera. But Charlotte knew not to judge others by their looks. There was already enough racism, discrimination, segregation going across this world with different people's colors, their races, and their quirks, and if they are quirkless too, that he decided, I'm just not going to say anything. So Charlotte went up and shook Principal Nelson and said, "Hello, my name is Charlotte. I'm the therapist that you hired for the new batch of students this year." And Nez was like, "Ah, yes, Charlotte. I have read your credentials, and I can see that you got a personal recommendation from All Might himself to work at this place. He said that you are a very convincing therapist. So I called you here to give you a chance, because All Might decided to give you one as well." And Charlotte was shocked. He didn't think that All Might, after all those years, would still remember him. But it turns out All Might did. Because how could All Might ever forget that one kid that helped him when he needed help the most? After that, it was just discussion about how much he should get paid, where he would be working, and how he would be introduced. So after that was over, Charlotte was sent to Class 1A itself. He was escorted there by Aizawa, who was preparing to see his class. And so Aizawa told Charlotte, "Wait out here. I'll go in and I'll bring you in so you can introduce yourself." So the whole talk that Eraserhead had with everybody, he did. And then he said, "All right, class, I would like you all to meet someone new today. He's a new therapist in this school. Please welcome Charlotte Black." Charlotte goes in, and he sees all these students staring at him. But this was not the first time he was stared at. Maybe for different reasons, but he was used to it, so he wasn't afraid. He looked at all of them, each one of them in the eye, staring into their souls, looking for their deepest, darkest secrets to unearth and to help them with. Charlotte then said, "Hello, Class 1A. My name is Charlotte Black, and I will now be the new therapist for the new generation of 1A. If all of you have any issues dealing with anything in your life, please come and contact me. Please come to my office and we can talk. If I see nobody coming in," actually, you know what? That's all he says. Then Aizawa says, "You all at least have to go to one check at the therapist a week. Because I saw how each of you acted in that battle training. And I know some of you might be a bit afraid. So that's why we have this man, Charlotte Black, to talk for you guys to talk to. I'd appreciate it if you could all treat him with respect and kindness, like you have all treated me. So that is what Aizawa says. So Charlotte just relieves with a few words. He says, all of you, I know it may seem tough sometimes. Hell, I've been through the same thing. You see all these challenges in front of you. You're on a hero course. So many things are expected of you. You think that you have the whole world on your shoulders. For some reason, and Izuku, he feels this resonate in him. He feels it inside himself, that as if Charlotte is talking to him. Then Charlotte says once more, you all have personal issues. We all do. We're human. But you may have these issues, and you may be heroes. You're humans. You all can make mistakes. You all can have breathing room. You ever need help, just contact me, and I will do my very best to make sure that you can all become the best heroes you can be, with the best mental state. And so, that's all he said. He said, Charlotte Black said, ciao, and left. Charlotte walked outside. And everybody was just inside contemplating his words. Skip 2 days. Charlotte was just sitting in the office when he heard a knock on his door. He said, come in. And from the door came in Izuku Midoriya. And that, guys, is where I'm going to be ending today's part of What If I Was an MHA, the remake, part 1. I hope you all like this What If. I hope you all can be a bit supportive with it too. I am trying something out new here. And I would all wish if you could support this as you have my other What Ifs. Now here's the burning question of the day. Would you rather laugh and have a dog die? Or every time you fall in love, a mass genocide happens? Please be honest with yourselves and answer down below. Depending on your answer, it can show you whether you are a rational person, or then you can put emotions to the side, or you let emotions control you. You let yourself be too sympathetic and let others die because you couldn't let someone else. But that's it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. This is Teen Charlotte, out of here.